Ain't good in there, I got no hair, y'all.
If you're trying to lose weight, let me know if this sounds good. You decide that you're going to start eating healthier, right? Lose a couple pounds, maybe start just getting in shape.
But you have an experience.
So, have you paid attention to this Epstein stuff?
Yeah, a little bit.
What do you think is going on?
I think he,
You got a guess?
I think the too many very powerful people, he had stuff on too many very powerful people.
Likely, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They took the guy off suicide watch, even though he's one of the most important witnesses.
Yeah,
in
weird.
A really creepy, high-profile case that might have connected a bunch of really powerful people.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think, the people from, like, it's Trump or it's the Democrat. I think there's other very powerful people that would have wanted this guy to go away.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go away. He could sing.
Right.
He could sing for his freedom.
My question is there... Didn't they give, like, a whole bunch of evidence and stuff from him that these powerful people would have...
Oh, yeah. Where's all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you didn't know that he had a cellmate. This was the guy that was
That's
his
his cellmate?
Well,
What? How hard do you
what'd
think
that guy
fucked
do?
him?
former cop.
Jeffrey Epstein reportedly
Jeez.
wasn't checked on for hours before his apparent suicide. That guy found him there?
Like, how
Why
did...
do we think that guy didn't kill him?
They
That
left a
guy-
rope in there?
That guy could definitely kill him without leaving.
That guy looks like he
Any
could do some
evidence.
damn... Look at the guy's arms.
That guy could just wrap Jeffrey Epstein up in a bear hug and hang him himself.
Maybe he just choked him.
Yeah. I mean, he could put that noose around Epstein's neck and then squeeze his arms together and just pull on it until the guy hangs to death and go, oh my god, I found him hanged.
How did...
That
how-
guy's jacked.
That guy's
Can
huge.
you imagine you go to jail in a high-profile case and they throw you in there with a
That's like gross murder. It becomes stir crazy.
This is like a caricature of the guy you don't want to be stuck.
In the bad movie, that's the guy waiting for you in the cell.
Yeah. He looks like,
Wow.
what's his name?
Oh, I forgot you ain't got no mic.
Yeah, look at his name.
Brian Quick
Tartaglio.
Cop, Westchester County, charged
Nicholas Tartaglio.
the deaths of 4 men
Yeah.
stemming from an alleged cocaine drug conspiracy.
And bro, he's that big and he's 51. How many cops are smuggling steroids in their asshole to get to this guy?
Yeah.
How is he staying that big?
Yeah. So how he hung himself? So
Yeah.
so they had like a belt or a rope left in there with him.
This guy always said, listen, if you keep getting me the juice, I'll keep this fucking guy on ice.
Right. Right.
They didn't, they said, this is the one
No,
conspiracy.
it's
This is the one conspiracy where nobody believes the true story that I've talked to.
No, nobody.
Except Michael Shermer.
Who?
Michael Shermer, the guy who runs Skeptics Magazine, is a friend of mine. He's a nice guy.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't disagree with him more. He thinks that things just happen and people kill themselves.
Oh,
That's his take
this
on
guy's
it.
he likes a
Yeah,
lot of conspiracies.
No, he silences conspiracies. He
Oh, he
never met a
silences.
conspiracy he likes.
Oh,
Doesn't like any conspiracies.
oh, okay.
And this one is almost predictable. He's right in
And
a
he's
way.
still like, no.
He's right in a way, and I think his concept is pull up his tweets so you can read what he's saying.
I mean, you're not in a good place. You can see wanting to kill yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know.
Make that larger, please.
I don't know where he started.
But just make it larger.
It just seems.
Just make. No, scroll down a little bit. Okay. A new conspiracy theory developed on Epstein regarding suicide. They made it happen on purpose.
First, let it
Okay,
happen.
here it is.
on
Here it
purpose.
is. Scroll down. If some no-name pedophile died by suicide in prison awaiting trial, would anyone bother concocting conspiracy theories about him being murdered by clandestine outside forces? Of course not. As with JFK, Diana, Maryland, et al., fame works perspective and fuels unwarranted speculation. First of all, this is not unwarranted. Second of all, if you don't think that powerful people have people killed, you're hilarious. Like, that is
Yeah.
willfully naive.
Yeah.
They do it. It says, remember...
You're through to your garage. You, need me to bring you a ride?
Attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence or chance. True. Sure, you shouldn't do that. It is possible. But what...
It's on the way. I'll get back to it then.
There's something where it stinks so bad.
Don't-
He's in so many circles and touched so many super powerful people. It's different.
Powerful people.
Yeah.
Not only that,
He's not just a pedophile, like this,
Somebody-
like he's saying.
gave him a $70 million house in New York City.
Gave him?
One of his clients. Gave him.
He was the power of attorney at the time, so he signed it over to himself. So whether
But
or
the
not
guy let him do that.
that's the question, is whether or not he even knew it was happening.
Oh, come on. Like, he just stole the house from the guy?
He was in control of a lot of stuff. That's what's coming out now.
$70 million house.
Wow.
$70
Who gave
million
it to
That's
him?
that's what's coming out now.
But how would the guy who signed the document, how would the guy not know this guy stole his house and not sue?
He was in control of all of his finances.
Right, but the guy was living in the house.
The guy? Epstein.
He bought the house for him, basically.
That's what I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
The guy bought it for Epstein.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But who fucking buys you a $70 million house?
Hey, I don't know.
No one's bought me nothing.
There's so many questions
Yeah.
about this guy's about where his wealth was, and then the color of his house.
Didn't he?
The eyeballs on the entrance and stuff, the shit about the house is crazy too.
Well, there's like
Oh, yeah.
cameras inside the house and shit, but the other thing was the house is on an island that is the same color, it's painted in the same way, it's really flaggy.
Hi there, this is Bryony from Alan's Drone Productions. I was told you might be...
Where it comes from. Look at this house. Bro.
That was his house?
That's his house. It's fucking island.
The island was in the building.
It's a temple
Weird.
down on his island. Bro, it's a dope. It's awesome.
Jeez. That was his house?
That's his house. It's fucking island.
The island was in the building.
It's a temple
weird.
down on his island. Bro, that's a dope temple, by the way. That looks awesome.
Jeez.
I love that. We're on track to get a 1.5% growth increase by the end of the quarter. Executive salaries by just 5%. By 2020. Who is this? All 34 shares? Invest like a boss. Pretty good robbery.
I don't know what the hell. Alright, I'm back.
Hello, Bernie. How are you, Joe? Wonderful. Pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's exciting to have you here. It's obviously an exciting time for you. Presidential campaign is up in full swing. Do you get frustrated by the time constraints of the debates?
Absolutely. You shouldn't even call them a debate. What they are is a, reality TV show. Which you have to come up with a soundbite. It's the meaning. It's the meaning of the candidates. It's the meaning of the American people. You can't explain the complexity of healthcare in America in 45 seconds. Nobody can.
But why is it still done that way? To try to deviate people's
I think the DNC is in a difficult position. They have 20 plus candidates that don't give everybody a fair shine, which is the right thing to do. And then if you're going to have 10 candidates up on the stage, what do you do? But there are other ways to go because the issues facing this country are so enormous, in some cases so complicated. Nobody knows 45 seconds. And that what encourages people is they come up with sound bites and clips of things. If I yelled and screamed on the show, I took my clothes off, you'll get a lot of publicity, right?
Yeah.
You give a thoughtful answer to a complicated question. It's not so sensitive.
Well, you don't even have a chance to give a thoughtful answer. Like, Tulsi Gabbard went after Kamala Harris, and then Kamala Harris had about 12 seconds to reply. It was so ridiculous. To have something that's such an important issue, did you or did you not put all those people in jail for marijuana? Did you laugh about it? Did this happen? Did that happen? All these different things. Was evidence withheld? These are long conversations.
But it takes us to another issue. And that as a nation, we do a pretty bad job in analyzing and discussing the serious issues facing our country. And I hold the media to some great respect. Other countries, what they do is that, Joe, you want to run for president? own way to explain his point of view to the American people. And we need serious discussion on serious issues.
Well, he had because he was so rich, he had the ability to buy airtime on network television, which is pretty unprecedented. He just bought a chunk of airtime and then pled his case.
But you know what goes on in other countries? You don't have to buy that time. What the obligation is, if you are a network, you're going to make that time free and available to candidates.
Do you think that that's something that could be viable in America? I mean, could you convince CBS and NBC and ABC to go along with something like that?
No, you couldn't convince them. You'd have to pass legislation to make that happen.
But everyone's online today. I mean, the entire country is essentially getting email and Facebook and all that jazz. Why bother doing it in this particular medium that has an inherent time constraint?
Well, you're right. I mean, the internet has revolutionized politics, and in many ways, good ways. We use our social media, our email list, which is very large. Every day we're sending out stuff, and other candidates are doing it the same way. But television still has a very important role to be played.
I'm sure it does, but I mean, the ability to discuss things in long form, like you can do online, like you can do right here, right now.
Right.
You can't get that on television.
Well, you could. I mean, if you had...
Sure, they would have to interrupt you every 15 minutes or so.
No, what I'm saying about is in what goes on in other countries. If I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to this. I think in the UK, you're a member of the Labour Party, you're a candidate. Mm-hmm. Here's 30 minutes of time, and you do with it as you want. You want to speak 30 minutes on healthcare, whatever it may be, you can do that.
Real?
Yeah.
And they don't interrupt with commercials?
No. That's the law that they have given. This is the candidate's opportunity to speak at length to the people of the country.
What are the misconceptions of you? Because here's the, if you go to the knee-jerk conservative reaction, you talk to people who are not interested in anyone that wants to be a democratic socialist, they hear the name Bernie Sanders, the negative implications are that you are somehow or another going to take their money, right? Is that annoying to you?
Yes, it is. Of course it is. And also that I'm Mr. Maduro, I'm a dictator, I love dictatorships and all that stuff. And the truth is, Joe, that if you look at the issues that I campaign on and what I believe on, they are really not terribly radical. They exist.
I should call me when you get home. Huh? Okay.
say that Canada spends less, obviously they have less people. You mean less per capita?
Yes, half per capita, exactly, per capita. And the quality of care is as good or better. Do they have problems? Yeah, they have problems. Everybody has problems. But overall, the healthcare experts will tell you the quality of care there is as good or better than it is in our country.
So what's the hurdle?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what the hurdle is. The hurdle is exactly the same thing as in every other aspect of our lives. It's the power of money. All right, listen to this. Over the last 20 years, the drug companies alone have spent $4.5 billion in 20 years on lobbying and campaign contributions. That's what we're up against. The knowledge that I mark my words, within a short period of time, you will see TV ads in California, all over this country, demonizing Bernie Sanders. He wants to do this terrible thing to you. He wants to do that. They have unbelievable amounts of money, and politicians are frightened of that power. I'll give you one example. Back in 2016, I got involved here in a little way with an effort on the part of the nurses to control the cost of prescription drugs in California. You may recall that effort.
I do.
It was a ballot item in one state here in California. Do you know how much the drug companies alone spent to defeat that effort? They spent $131 million on one ballot item in one state. All right. Last year, the top 10 drug companies made $69 billion. A week ago, I went to Canada with a number of Americans who are dealing with diabetes. We bought insulin in Windsor, Ontario for 1/10 of the price, 10% of the price, same exact product being charged in America. So you got drug companies that are engaged in collusion and in price fixing, who are incredibly greedy. And the result is many elderly people, many working people simply cannot afford the medicine they need. It's unbelievable. And the reason for all of that stuff is we are the only country in the world that does not negotiate with the drug companies. They can charge you any price they want. And that has to do with the fact that we don't have a national health care program. Medicare is not negotiating, etc.
Is this something that can really be implemented inside of 4 years?
Yeah, surely.
It's an enormous endeavor.
Well, I want you to think back, Joe. In 1965, you had Lyndon Johnson as president. And by the way, this idea of national health care, this has been talked about literally since Teddy Roosevelt. It's not a new concept. Healthcare is a human right. That's what Teddy Roosevelt was talking about. That's what FDR was talking about. Harry Truman was talking about it. Kennedy was talking about it. Kennedy got killed. Lyndon Johnson picked up the mantle, and the idea was putting the people in their administration was the elderly most impacted by healthcare costs. And said, we'll start. And in 1865, without the technology, they implemented Medicare. 19 million people, elderly people, across the United. So if you could start a brand new relatively small number of incredibly wealthy people, and I deal with these guys every day. People talk about rich. They don't know what rich is. Multi-billion-dollar operations are incredible over society. And if you were the pharmaceutical industry, and last year 10 companies made $69 billion in profit, you're sitting around right now. All right, that's great. But next year, what strategy? We're going to have ads. We're going to work. The CNN debate that I participated in the debate, right in the middle of the debate, the drug companies and the insurance companies got there telling how bad, so-called, how bad Medicare for all would be. So they're smart guys, and they use their power over politicians. They spend billions of dollars on advertising on media to make sure that they make as much as they can in profit. But it's not any different with Wall Street. It's not any different with the fossil fuel industry or the prison industrial complex. These guys have wealth, they have power, and they could care less the needs of working people in this country. And that's the dynamic of American politics right now. And in our campaign, look, we're taking them all on. I know it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But we are taking on all of these entities and all of their wealth and all of their power. And that's what a political revolution is about. So
The real problem seems to be that they have this strategy on the growth. Now that they're not providing medication that people need to save their lives, I mean, it's obviously important to have pharmaceutical
of
companies.
course,
Right, so there's one that they provide, but the business aspect of it is problematic, right?
right, look, they have great research.
What up, wussy?
If you check how they even spend their money, they will tell you to spend all of their money on research and development. We're tackling cancer, we're tackling diabetes, Alzheimer's. The truth is, of course they are, but the bulk of their money is going off into what we call Me Too drugs. They make modest changes in the drug, which really doesn't improve people's well-being in order to make profits. So the answer is yes. We need, obviously, vigorous research and development. And when your tax dollars, all of our tax dollars, research, we don't get the benefit of insurance global prices.
So it's a business model issue. It's a greed issue. And how would one stop that? When you're dealing with this, the kind of influence you're talking about, $69 billion a year, the resources they have, how would you stop that?
Well, that's kind of what we call the 64 dollar question. Yeah. Right. And I'll tell you what I think. This is one thing. If you think back on American history and think about the real changes that have taken place in society, you think about the labor movement and working class people standing up and saying to their employers, we're not going to be treated like animals anymore. You can't hire and fire us, you can't work us 15 hours a day. We deserve dignity. And you think about the growth of millions of people beginning to stand together. Think about the civil rights movement. And it wasn't just Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., it was again millions of African Americans in the White House saying, we're going to end segregation and racism in this country. Think about the women's movement. 100 years ago, women in America didn't even have the right to vote. Think about the gay rights movement. Think about the environment. The only way the change takes place is when ordinary people come together and stand up and fight and say that the status quo is not working. And that's what I believe, and that's what we're trying to do. So with the message of
What's the problem? Your last thing is not even moving all on your feet. Yeah, I should take
Is there thermal efficacy of the insult? I mean, why don't we swap this out with our fibers and run another round of pressure tests?
How'd you get it here?
It's cool. I own 7 shares. Carry on.
You've done your own research, and now you're ready to invest. With unlimited free trades, always invest like a boss. Robin Hood.
our campaign is it's us, not me, because I can't do it alone. Let me be very honest with you. If I were elected president tomorrow, I can't do the things that I would like to do, that I'm campaigning on, unless millions of people were working with me to tell the corporate elite that they cannot get it wrong.
So how would that be implemented? Let's say you become president. You gotta become president? What do you think?
I think we got a shot at it.
You got a shot. All right. President Bernie, what do you do? You get in there, what do you do?
Okay, first of all, you make it clear to the American people what your agenda is, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about an agenda in more than 12 seconds. What does that mean? We're going to fight for Medicare for all. We're going to raise the minimum wage.
I can't bring it right now, boss.
We are going to deal with education in a profound way. Yes, a profound way, because I worry about what's going on in education today. Everybody knows that the ages of 0 through 4 are the most important years for human intellectual.
That ain't gonna work. I can't bring it right now.
And yet we have a totally disrupted only child system. We pay child care workers starvation wages. Yet working class families cannot afford children. You got all school systems all around this country. And many of them are really being challenged right now. Teachers are underpaid. Teachers are working 2 or 3 jobs. You got kids that can't afford to go to college. And here's something that is just unbelievable. Kids have gone to college, leaving school with $50,000, $100,000 in debt. These are issues that we have to deal with, and I believe with them. And we are going to substantially improve the quality of education in America. We're going to cancel student debt by imposing tax on Wall Street speculation. Right? So you got to deal with education. You got to deal with climate change. The truth is that Donald Trump is dead wrong. Climate change is not a hoax. It is a very, very dangerous reality for our country and the rest of the world. Scientists tell us we have less than 12 years to transform our energy system away from fossil fuels, or they will be irreparable damage. Right? So those are, and healthcare, of course, so those are some of the major issues, criminal justice, immigration. You lay it on the table. You say these are the issues that we are going to focus on. And you rally the American people around those issues, and you tell people like Mitch McConnell, who represents a very poor state in Kentucky, that Mitch, if you are going to oppose raising that minimum wage to at least $15 an hour, I will be in Kentucky as president of the United States, and we're going to have a rally, because you're going to have to stop representing, and I hope, by the way, that Mitch McConnell is not the leader the Democrats can gain control of the Senate, but if he is, we'll put enormous pressure on him to do what the people want. Every idea, Joe, here's the bottom line. Every idea I just talked about is supported by the majority of the American people. These are not radical ideas.
Let's take these one step at a time. You mentioned a lot of important things there. Let's go with the minimum wage thing. Now, the argument that I've heard about the minimum wage being raised to $15 an hour is that there are entry-level positions for high school kids, for people that are just getting their feet wet in the marketplace, they're learning how to work, they're making some money after school, that if you charge, if businesses have to pay $15 an hour to people like that, to entry-level people, that they won't be able to stay open.
Well, first of all, they will be competing against, if you're a business and I'm a business, and both of us have to raise our wages at the same level, we both have the same burden, so it's spreading. That is what my conservative colleagues will tell you. The truth is, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, that while it certainly is true that young people do work at McDonald's and the minimum wage jobs, a significant and majority of the workers are not kids. They are often, and I've met them at McDonald's, they are workers who have children themselves. When we work very hard to raise the minimum wage at Amazon and at Disney, we put pressure on both of those companies, and they did the right thing. And when you talk to the people at Amazon who got that raise, these are not kids. These are people in their 30s. These are ordinary adults who cannot make it on $12 or $13 an hour. So I think the argument that they're all kids is not really quite accurate.
Well, not even that they're all kids, but that if they are kids, what would you think about making a minimum wage for someone who's under 18 that's different from a minimum wage for someone who's a legal adult?
I'm not for that. I think we do it, and look, many of these young people have their own needs. I just talked to a young woman last night who is going to college, working full time, trying to take care of her family as well. So I think, look, the minimum wage has not been raised in 10 years. It is now $7.25 an hour, which is clearly unacceptable. The cost of housing, minimum wage has not been raised in 10 years. It 7 needs. I just talked to a young woman last night who is working, going to college, working full time, trying to take care of her family as well. So I think, look, the minimum wage has not been raised in 10 years. It is now $7.25 an hour, which is clearly unacceptable. The cost of housing, California, all over this country, is rising fairly rapidly. People can't afford health care, can't afford college. I don't think it's asking our employers too much to pay at least $15 an hour minimum wage.
Now, I'm glad you brought up Amazon. So one of the things that always freaks me out is when I find out that in these corporations that make billions of dollars are tax loopholes where they literally pay no money. How is that possible? How do you stop that?
It's the same thing as the drug companies. How is it possible that we pay 10 times more for insulin in this country and for other drugs than